nothing like 100 earth bench presses to start the day. So yesterday I read this article by a guy who I believe to be a successful and accredited author. It was titled, "New York City is Dead Forever, Here's Why." And he pretty much goes into saying how a lot of people are flocking the city and that companies are realizing that employees can work much more efficiently from home and that New York City will not bounce back. I completely agree with a lot of what he's saying, besides the part that says that New York City will not bounce back. And that is what I want to talk about in today's video. Also, since the gyms are still closed here in New York City, I've been using this East River Turf Park. Much better views than the Planet Fitness I use at Union Square. It's in some like creepy basement. Okay, so pretty much this article goes into saying how New York City is dead forever. So I wanted to share my opinion on the situation. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Never again in my lifetime will New York City rent be this cheap. The entire city is on a discount right now, with some rents being up to 40 or even 50% off. So I believe, and what I'm already seeing here, is the older who don't necessarily need to live here are moving out, or at least going to their other homes around the country. And then the new and the young are moving in. All right, so I just made it here to my friend Cody's place, and I am extremely jealous of the situation you have. So first of all, how did you find this apartment here?
So I actually was looking around for about 2 weeks for an apartment here in New York City. I wanted to move fairly quick, and I heard from Brett that it was a good time to move to New York because costs would be low. So for a while I was looking around on Craigslist because he said that was a good idea. But when I talked to some people on there, they wanted me to pay before I ever even saw the place. So it's kind of sketchy. I was like, oh, okay, that's a scam. And so then I went to Facebook Marketplace. It was actually a really good place, especially for sublets like this, because what you do is you just go through and you find the specific person who is subletting their place. I got lucky because this guy, he went back home and he wanted to sublet this for 6 months. And normal sublets are maybe like a month, 2 months, 3 months. This one was for 6 whole months. And I saw the pictures on it. It was like a pretty bare, like everything here is pretty much mine. And it was like essentially having a brand new place, but for a much cheaper price.
Essentially, since the demand is so low, the guy who is, technically renting this to you is losing money because he knew he couldn't get the same price that he's paying that this was normally worth in 2019. So he had to take a loss every month, and Cody kind of gets to reap the benefits.
Yeah, so I pay money to the guy, and the guy adds an extra $600 onto the rent and then pays the building. So I'm at a $600 discount right now per month.
This is an amazing deal for Cody, and also I have been seeing this same thing happen to many other people. I do also know of a lot of other apartment buildings that can't fill the capacity of their building, so they're offering 2 or even 3 months free. So if you sign a 1-year lease, they'll add on an extra couple months for free. It's probably one of the only things that came good from COVID is that New York City rents are actually kind of affordable. Still expensive. So if you've ever thought of moving to New York City, I think right now is the time. Myself, I have been wanting a new studio office, and you guys know a couple months ago I did have one in downtown in Tribeca, but it was just too small and didn't have like good natural sunlight. So today we are actually going to go looking at one since the prices of them have dropped tremendously. So I feel like I really need to go act on this deal. And to get down there, we're going to be showing you guys what New York City looks like right now. And also with the help of Gabe and the Zhiyun Smooth XS. They are sponsoring today's video, so these next B-roll shots will all be filmed on this bad boy right here. By this bad boy right here.
I see what you did there.
Mister, get that shot. It's go time. So the review on the Zhiyun Smooth XS. This thing is pretty phenomenal. I do really like it. And I feel like the main reason why is because of how small this thing actually is. I never used to carry around a crane or a Steadicam before just because of how big and heavy they are, but now I'll be able to just put this in my bag and barely notice that it's there. And besides that, you can get other really unique perspectives. For one, we were doing this dolly zoom shot, which was made popular in the Jaws movies, where the filmer brings back the camera but is zooming in at the same time. So it just makes a really cool perspective on the focus points. And there is also a gesture mode where you can either put up a wave or a peace sign and it'll start recording and tracking you. So as you're moving, the application just knows where you are and to move towards you. Another thing that I really liked about it was that you can easily, by one click of a button, switch it from landscape mode to portrait mode. So whether you want to get a shot for your Instagram story or for your YouTube vlog, you can do that all with a click of a button. But a little tip, you need to get the app and connect the app on your phone to the Smooth XS so that you can control the gimbal. But once you got that, you're good to go. And again, this thing is pretty phenomenal. Something that I will always just keep in my bag. So thank you, Zhiyun, for sponsoring this video, and thank you for the little Smooth XS. Now on to this office. Feels so nostalgic being back here. So unfortunately, the office space that I really wanted to get got sold out literally today, right?
Yes.
Today it got taken off the market. It looks so perfect with natural sunlight looking over Broadway, but I'm checking out a few other spaces and hopefully either one of these or one soon will pop up because I feel like I really need to get back in this building. So that's a good thing for New York, but a bad thing for me. They told me that since COVID has happened and they put a 30% discount off of the typical rate, that people have really just been taking advantage of it. Which I'm totally happy for them, but it is a bummer that the one that I really wanted to get with the perfect amount of space, the perfect location, the perfect amount of sunlight got taken the same day I went to go view it. But it is good to see that, you know, people are taking advantage of all of these discounted rents. So it appears to me that the demand for offices and even rents is going back up. So if you've been in the market of wanting to get a new apartment or new office space, I would say to hurry, since I feel like these discounts will not last very long. When I was a little kid, I remember going around the city with my dad to Times Square and Bryant Park and just being absolutely terrified. I vividly remember looking up to my dad and just being so scared. Yes, I was a very young little kid and now I am a male in my 20s, but I can still definitely say that the city is much safer now than it was 20 years ago. To me, being a New Yorker means being tough, and when the going gets tough, we come together and fight. To believe that New York City is dead forever and never coming back, to me is just not the thought process of the New York mentality. I love this city until the day I die and could not be prouder to be a New Yorker. But again, this is just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. You can even leave it down below in the comment section if you do want to share your thoughts, if you think New York City is dead or not. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this week's video, and I'll see you guys next week.